G'day, g'day, g'day. Just waiting for a few minutes and looking at some stories, what's happening around Trap. Thank you, Uncover the News. That's great. I'll be able to see them properly then. Thanks. It's lovely to see you. Hi, I don't know who else said, but hello. Oh, numbers, that's lovely to see people waiting for me and stuff. 9 p.m. Okay. 2nd of the 5th, 9 p.m. tonight, Sheila from Inquisitive Tarot. She's got a live, Sheila from Inquisitive Tarot has a live on at 9 p.m. my time tonight. If you're, depending on where you are, it'll be like sometime during tomorrow morning for you. So, hi Annie S, hi Cardamancy, Wendy K, 171 sign in. Hi Grandma D. Hello to everyone else, other people who are watching as well. I saw a story about the UK Conservatives. They are losing points. Their poll gap went from 11 points down to 5 between them and the Labor, whose leader is a guy called Keir Starmer. So I thought, and they've got an election looming. Don't know when, so I thought I'd have a look and see how that would go. Hi, Sheila, Celtic Tara. Hello. Oh, you're at work. Oh, thank you, sweetheart, for joining in and listening. I know we've got to get together and do a live together. We'll have to work that out. Oh, who will get indicted first? I think it's going to be a photo finish. Wouldn't be surprise me if Giuliani and Stone and some of the Trump family all got indicted like at the same time. Hi, Clarence Field. So let's see who will get indicted first. First past the post for indictments. Rudy, things aren't looking too good for him. Gates, Trump's, or Stone. I just got Manafort went through my mind. I think he's up for more indictments for something different. Hi, Flora. How are things down your way this morning? Did you see the news about quarantine failing again? Be prepared for a lockdown, my love. Flora lives about 40, 50 kilometres from me down south of the river in Perth, down at Bibra Lake. So we've just had news that hotel quarantine has failed again, and a guard who lives with 7 people has come up positive. A security guard has come up positive. He lives with 7 people. 2 of them have been positive, so we're just waiting to see if we're going to get shoved into lockdown again. Yeah, but let's get on to some questions. Okay. Firstly, real tragedy in India where 18 people were killed and 31 injured when an oxygen tank exploded in a hospital. What is happening with Jared lately? Okay, Jared. Yeah, haven't heard much of them, have we? Yeah, sweetie, it was on the news this morning. So keep an eye out. If I hear anything, I'll message you. New York City Mayor announces a date for the city to fully reopen. Will this happen? Will New York be able to fully reopen? Hi, Fern Robin Blanc. Michael Cohen, the SDNY, now has a treasure trove of information on Trump. Ooh, Debbie Fitzsimmons, hello. There's a lot of needed reforms that are not going to pass until after 2022 election. Okay, so I think we might make a start. I'll move things. So we're going to look at the UK, Boris Johnson party versus Keir Starmer. Who's going to come up trumps in the next election, which apparently is looming. Do you see the photos I sent you? I mean, oh, did I see them? Let's have a quick look here. Flora. Shared a memory a week ago. Not the one. Added a new photo a week ago. Oh, absolutely beautiful, beautiful dress, Flora. That's the white lacy dress with the little girl, bridesmaid. It's gorgeous. No, I don't have any. Unfortunately, didn't have any kids, so I don't have any granddaughters. But thank you so much for the offer. They are beautiful. It's a beautiful dress. Yeah, thank you so much for the offer. It's very sweet. But no, I don't have any granddaughters or anything. Yeah, so I have great nieces and nephews, but nothing. They're all like, yeah, heading towards their teens, except for a couple of the boys. Okay. Is continuing and will continue. Okay. Yeah. Oh, cutest little christening dress too. I saw. Lovely. Oh, Bubba girl. There's our cameo. So we'll start with that. So we're going to go over to the UK. Oh, DeJoy. I want to have a look at what's going on with DeJoy. Yeah, he's a bit of Elon Musk is a bit of a controversial character, isn't he? I mean, he is clearly a visionary. Clearly, I mean, honestly, but visionaries aren't always the easiest people either. Some are visionary within a narrow window. Elon Musk is much, much wider. But, and I absolutely applaud his vision and his thinking and his efforts. But honestly, when I see a picture of him, I get the heebie-jeebies. So, yeah. And, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. That's the other thing I was going to say. Prayers for Olympia Dukakis's family. Wonderful, wonderful actress. I fell in love with her in Moonstruck, even though I know she was around for many, many years prior. Wonderful quote of hers. Old man, if you feed those dogs another piece of my food, I'm going to kick you till you're dead, she said to her father-in-law. Wonderful woman, still Magnolia. She was absolutely lovely in that. Just a wonderful, wonderful actress. And, yeah. Hi, Sheila, Inquisitive Tarot. Keep a lookout for Sheila's live. It's on 9 p.m. my time tonight, so I will definitely check in with you, darling. Cameo, what are you doing? Oh, Mummy forgot to give you a tablet. I'm going to have to give her a hormone tablet. So she, cats like to rub their faces. Anyway, let's have a look at the upcoming UK election. Conservatives versus Labor. Who's going to do better? So, Labor on the left, Conservatives on the right. Labor. Judgment, waking up. People waking up and smelling the roses. Judgment. That's Labor. I know, sweetie. But, I like to give other readers a boost too. Ooh, this flipped out, and this is for the Conservatives. Mistake after mistake after mistake. Having to pay for those mistakes. Wow. Thanks, Sheila. But all high impact cards so far. So the Labor Party, headed by Keir Starmer, they got judgment, people waking up, hearing their call. But they've also got the moon, lies and deceptions and hidden obstacles. So and hidden things. They haven't come out with their full agenda yet. Okay. The Conservatives, headed by Boris Johnson, restrained. They need to pull back and show some restraint. There's been so many scandals with Boris Johnson lately that, you know, people are like, You are being a little schnauzer, aren't you? Little snoot. I saw that North Korea. What's happening with North Korea's nuclear program? Hello, Bubba. Why don't you show your pretty face to everyone else? Why don't you show your pretty face to everyone else? Where is Kim Jong-un? He's dead. Oh, now the Labour Party in England, it's interesting. They've had 3 high-impact cards. They're justified in keeping things back at the moment. They don't want to show their hand too soon. Well, interesting about, we've got the Page of Wands now, and we had the Knight of Wands too. And one aspect of the wands is the charmer, being able to talk their way through things and all that. And a lot of people have found Boris Johnson very charming with his buffoonery and all that. But it's not working up in the level of government he's in. It was fine for the Lord Mayor of London, but up as the Prime Minister, it's not appropriate. At least not to the extent. There's also someone speaking about actions. There's going to be more stuff coming out of it, Johnson, and it's going to reflect badly on the Conservative Party. I'll do 2 more cards for each. There's more to come. I tried to find out when the next UK election was. All it said was, in the article I read, was that it was looming. So probably end of the year, first quarter of next year. Okay, sharing deals. I got sharing first, but also making some deals to share a load or something. So that's the Labour Party. And they'll be justified in doing that. And it's one of the reasons they haven't come out with their full agenda yet. Ooh, okay, momentum. So there's going to be some momentum happening with, hi Laura Carlson, with the British Conservative Party, Boris Johnson's party. But what that momentum is about, is their campaign really going to kick off with a lot of momentum? But then I think, no, it's about a person. I think there might, at some stage soon, there's going to be momentum to get rid of Boris. They're not going to want him to lead them into the next election. Okay, here is the Wheel of Fortune for the Labour Party. So they've had 4 high impact cards and only 1 minor arcana. Yes, they've got the deception or hidden things, but that's just necessary. It's just stuff that they haven't released yet. They'll be justified in keeping things close, and they're also justified in working with others to make some sort of quid pro quo. And there's a change of fortune coming for the party. So hi Sharon Sipe, Sherry French, hello. Ooh, so Ace of Swords, cutting through the stuff. There's going to be some truth coming out, some stuff coming out. Overall, looking at who's got the better chance of winning the election, I'm leaning towards Labor. Keir Starmer, I do think that Keir Starmer is going to be the Labor leader at the time of the election, but I don't know if Boris Johnson will be. So I might grab a clarifying bit. Will Boris Johnson be the leader of the Conservatives at the election? 8 of Pentacles. A lot of work to do if he's going to be. Hey, what? Momentum 8, 2 8s. Let's have a look. You know, I have a little notes because I'm not big on the numeracy thing. We've got 2 8s here. Am I looking in the right book for the numbers? I think they both have numbers. Yeah, 2s. 8, totality. 8 indicates success, progress, and personal development. So it looks like he might still be their leader. So, but he's got a lot of work to do, but he's getting that underway. So, yeah. When I have 2 of the one number come up or immediately after the other, now I go and check on what they mean. Anyway, so that is the UK election with Boris Johnson. Now, the next question that was asked, who's going to be first past the post for indictments? What I'm going to do here is I've got a list and I'm going to add Manafort to it too because his name went through my head. So I'm going to add Manafort to the list of Rudy Giuliani, Matt Gaetz, Trump's, Stone, or Manafort because his mind went through my head. Right. I'm going to put that. Oh. Yes, another shooting, Indianapolis, I think. It's just so sad. 19 million cases of COVID in India. India has a population of over 1 billion people. Add Jim Jordan. I'll do a separate reading on Jordan, uncover the news. Kirsten, I'll do a separate reading on Jordan. Just check what your chat's on, Sheila, whether it's on top chat or chat or. Hello to everyone else who's not in the chat watching. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm very humbled to see that you're there watching. I know not everyone joins the chat, so hello. Thank you for joining and watching. And also to everyone who might watch later. I know a lot of people watch on later, but active the Oneida, because dear. Okay. What are we looking at? Who's going to be first past the post? Let's see. I'm going to lay all the cards out face down first, and then I'll see. So I'll go Rudy Giuliani. I'm going to put them out in the order I've got them written down. Matt Gaetz. Any of the Trumps. Roger Stone. Paul Manafort. Okay. Wow, that is a really good question. Stone asking for a 250,000. Wow, Greenberg. When did this story come out? 250,000 and a letter of guilt. For a pardon. I wonder if that's how they got onto the bribes for pardon. That's interesting. Yeah. Bribes for pardons, extortion, yeah. If that's the case, a lot of those pardons can be overturned. Let's see. So Rudy Giuliani. Oh, group work. People working on it. First card for Matt Gaetz. Oh, judgment. Matt Gaetz. Judgment. He's in the lead so far for next. Any of the Trumps. Six of Swords. There is momentum toward getting the Trumps indicted. There's the momentum, but they're still not quite there yet. Stone. King of Wands. He thinks he's untouchable. He thinks he can't be touched because he's got a pardon, but I'm going to be doing another couple of rows with these guys, but he thinks he can't be touched because Trump gave him a pardon. But, and Manafort. Ooh, big tower coming for Manafort. Oh, big disruption. With the first line done only, and I'm doing 3, we have Matt Gaetz and Manafort in a bit of a photo finish. Judgment, tower, catastrophic change. I'm thinking that's because that's judgment. Matt Gaetz might have his nose in front. Hi, Joe G. Oh, dear. Hi, Jazzy girl. Let's just pray that this situation, this live shooter situation, and everything is resolved with as little bloodshed as possible. Okay. Hi, Jazzy girl. Deborah Costro. Hi. So now we're going to do line 2. So again, I'm going to put them face down. Maybe Dave, but just please watch those allegations, okay? There's some lines that I do draw with comments and stuff, okay? Giuliani, Gates, any of the Trumps, Stone, Manafort. So Giuliani, first card was the 3 of Pentacles, working, maybe paying money to people. Justice. Oh, so he's facing justice. So who are these people working together? Maybe they're laying the final bit of the mosaic to be able to send an indictment out for Rudy Giuliani. Matt Gaetz has judgment, and now he's got 8 of Wands. Wow, I think there's going to be movement on Matt Gaetz soon. 8 of Wands is momentum. Possibly 8 counts, but there's momentum towards him being indicted. Hi, Running Sloth. NH. Reach for her paddle. Just remember, I won't read on anyone under the age of 18. I won't tolerate really nasty accusations like that. And I don't like reading on those things at all, unless it's really strictly necessary. Okay. Things with children. It's very emotional, and you don't want to give energy to those people in any way. Okay, any of the Trumps. What's their next card is the Empress. Wow. The Empress, really interesting. Transition, the Empress. What? Very interesting. Let's have a look here. Sorry, I've got some stuff in my eye from. Creativity, innovation. ideas, mental. When I look back down at this card, I was drawn immediately to the clock. Now I'm using the Steampunk deck by Barbara Moore here. And what passed through my head was they're running out of time to come up with ideas. So they're trying to think creatively, but they're running out of time. The clock is running down on them. The sun and the moon. And it's interesting that this clock has the sun on one side and the moon on the other, and the hand is on the moon side. They're running out of time. The clock is ticking down on them and is counting down on them. And they're trying hard to come up with ways, but yeah, it's just not working. Okay, Roger Stone. So go back to the Trumps. This is they're trying to get through this rough period, but the people are working to get everything they need, and the Trumps are just trying to ride it out to try and get away. They're trying to escape, but the clock's ticking down on them, and they're running out of time and ideas. Now, Roger Stone had the King of Wands. And as much as he'd like to believe different, to Trump, he's just another cog in the wheel. Ooh, he's got the Seven of Pentacles. Looking back and assessing, and he's really going to wish he'd gone in a different direction. Reap what you sow. Reap what you sow. Okay. Now, remember when I was reading through the list that people wanted, the word Manafort came through my mind, so I added him to the list, and his first card was the Tower. What's next for him? Oh, Five of Wands, conflict. Fighting, conflict. Not seeing the fog. Something I've never noticed about this card before. In the background here, one of the people gearing up for the fight is a woman. There's definitely something there. Something he was doing overseas, I think, to help stir conflict. Oh, hi, Bonnie Russell. It's going to be a while. End in sight for the criminals. Have a look at that. Now, let's see. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Okay, Rudy Giuliani, Matt Gaetz, any of the Trumps, Roger Stone, Manafort. This is the last line I'm doing for these to see who's going to be first past the post for indictments. Ooh, 10 of Swords for Rudy Giuliani. That's the end. Quite often with this card, I say, look, a long dark night of the soul, but there's the dawn is starting to rise. But for me, this is more like the sun is setting on him. He's had a complete end. He's totally ruined. The 10 of Swords there. The 10 is also the end of the cycle. Matt Gaetz. He's got the High Priestess. Agenda. Secrets and lies. And really, really unwise decisions are going to come back and haunt him. And there's a lot coming out about that. Okay, any of the Trump family. What's their next card? Ace of Wands. Hit over the head with a blunt object. Linda B, are you here? How are you, my darling? Hit over the head with a blunt object. So there. Creativity, new energy. They're taking their time with the Trumps. They really are. And it is driving the Trumps mad. What's that question? Will the Trumps, will DJT's family be confirmed as Russian assets? Interesting question, Ewart. Now, Roger Stone, surprising emotional news. You know what? I think Stone is for the moment, I don't see much happening to Stone, but he's going to be really, really relieved. I just felt relief coming off this card, like big time. So he's really, for the moment, he's got no major arcana, nothing high impact, where all of the others have high impact cards in major arcana. Giuliani and the Trumps have one, but Matt Gaetz have two. Now, and Manafort has one so far. So what's the last card for Manafort? With the Sun. Things coming to light. Will there be indictments near? You know what? Things are going to come to light about Manafort's efforts in destabilisation and undermining things. So he's definitely in trouble further down the line. But as regard to who's going to get indicted first, it's a toss-up between Giuliani and Gaetz. But even if Gaetz gets indicted first, Giuliani is ruined. Absolutely ruined. Hi, Michelle, my belle. I'm fine, thank you. Fox Noise. Is that for Fox News? Fox News. Russian funds. Do the British suspect any Russian influence via the Tories? Interesting question, Anne H. Hi, Judy Malley. We're still waiting to be able to even book in for shots. Okay. Let's have a look at that one about the British. Do they suspect Russian influence via the Tories? I do think they suspect Russian influence in the referendum, the Brexit referendum. Let's have a look. The moon. There's definitely lies and deceptions that were handled, that were spread. I mean, with Philby, Burgess and McLean and the other dude that they had with them, Rogers, I think his name was, from Cambridge and all that sort of stuff, and highly educated people, upper crust people, being found out to be spies. Oh, interesting question. I might run out of time to cover all these questions, but we'll see. Is MAGA, we'll just call them MAGA, planning another Jan 6? Lies and deceptions and delusions were put in play, but whether it's, I don't think they used the Tories. I think it was more like UKIP, Queen of Cups. They fed this line that Brexit would be a panacea for all ills, would solve every problem, every economic problem and other problems that the UK had. It's what needed to be done. Definitely they suspect influence in Brexit. Mercenary people for hire doing things, and I really think that UKIP. Oh, Laura Carlson, thank you so much. Thank you. The casino shooter is in custody. That is really, really glad to hear. Strength. Strength of these lies and just really, really were very strong. You keep my way or the highway. The Knight of Wands can often be that. Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Mercenary people. People were paid to make things change. Not so much within the government now, but definitely with Brexit. Because they knew it would be a very destabilising process with the European Union. Putin doesn't have the power to take them all on as a united front, but if he can destabilise them and break it up a bit, he thinks he can do it slice by slice. Or as was wonderfully said in an episode of Your Prime Minister, salami tactics. You're heading off now. Okay. Bye, bye, Sheila. Have a good night's sleep. Oh, Andrew Giuliani, is he in a lot of trouble? Let's have a look at that. India is tragic. It's tragic. My husband actually told me how you can make an oxygen chamber within your own home. He was a science teacher and stuff. He said, it's certainly not something you'd want to do lightly. And I'm not going to tell you how to make an oxygen chamber. He said he wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people were doing that. Andrew Giuliani, he's got a bit of a tower moment coming for him. I know Giuliani was a granddaughter, has, distanced herself from him. He's got a tower moment coming, undermined. I don't know how involved he was with what his father was doing. Three of Cups. I think what's happening with his father is really affecting it. This is really a catastrophic event for the whole family, and he's trying to find support. He is going to the hangman. Going to try and find a way to pause things. Andrew G looks just like Eric Trump. Interesting. Really? Wow. So either, well, that'd be interesting. I'd have to see a picture of them side by side. Yeah, he's trying to find a way to pause things, stop things. This was actually came out reversed, but he's not going to be able to. I think he realizes that Trump all along has just been planning to hand his father over. 9 of Pentacles, destabilization, loss of status, loss of money is heading their way, heading his way. Yes, we did. We're really Ace of Pentacles. He's looking for support. He's looking for financial support, but yeah. 8 of Swords. Restriction. I don't know much about Andrew Giuliani. Hi, Kate Sweet Blue. Thank you, Ewart. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, the devil. Repeated mistakes. He's made some of the same mistakes his father has made. Yeah, he has made some mistakes. And he is going to have to pay for them. What flew out? Page of Pentacles. News of money and financial support. But news, intellectual, young, discordant, disruptive. The family's being turned upside down in, and not every member of Rudy's family is a bad apple. Yeah. Oh. Restriction and forced abandonment, having to be witnessed. Oh my goodness. Part of the Eight of Cups is bearing witness. I think Andrew Giuliani might be subpoenaed by the prosecution to testify against his father. Poor Ryan. I haven't really done much reading on Paul Ryan, but what passed through my mind is he wasn't so much corrupt as quite weak. And the minute Trump got into power this is just what passed through my mind in a couple of seconds. He was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm not doing the next election. He was there he saw his time out as speaker and just didn't want to know after that. So in 2018, I think he was very happy to leave. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He might be in a bit of trouble, but Andrew Giuliani, but I think he's going to end up having to testify against his dad. Maybe not. Whatever he might have done is really pretty minor. Hello to everyone who's watching and not on the chat. Seven of Cups, gaslight. This is interesting. This flipped. He still had some delusions about his father, even though he kept away from him for a long time. And he's not very happy about things. I think he's trying to put family first. He can't help his father. Yeah, he didn't want. Poor Ryan really didn't want to be there with Trump in power. He could see what was going to happen, so he was quite happy to say, "Oh, look, I'm not contesting the next election or whatever." He was happy to go. Behave, Dave. Hi, Robin Arvin. Okay, what's next? Still got a lot to get through. Just past the post. Where's Jared? What's happening with Jared Kushner? Yes, the MAGA attack. I've got that down too. Yep. I'm trying to be fair and I cover them as I have written them down. So that's on the list. Running sloth, and it's still there. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Jared Kushner. Let's do a little spread. What's happening with Jared Kushner? Oh, accidentally put a thing up there. What's going on with Jared Kushner? Oh, I'm getting a spread here to use. Okay. Okay. The past and the influences that the past still has on him. Hi, Patricia Ray. Family. 10 of Cups, family. The Trump family. He can't seem to get away from it. He doesn't want to know anymore. He wants his wife and his kids and just wants to have them there and just be left alone. Okay. Obstacles in his path. What obstacles are in Jared Kushner's past? Oh dear. Obstacles in his path, sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah. They flew out, so we'll choose them in the order. So, first one, obstacles in his 7 of Swords. He can't escape consequences of any illegal actions that he did. That's an obstacle. The things that he did, Khashoggi and others, information that he gave. Influences working in his favour. 9 of Wands. He's been working to build up his defences. Arguments, defence. I think he's been working with lawyers. I think he's really been working to everyone's saying he's going to jail, he's going to jail, he's in a lot of trouble. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. And he's been working on that to try and build arguments. The near future for Jared. Knight of Swords. Investigation, investigative chaos. Yeah, they're going to start investigating him more deeply soon. The long-term future, processes will happen. Processes, he cannot avoid the processes of government, of the law. I'll do a clarifier on that in a bit. And the last one, his eventual outcome. Four of Swords. Retirement, forced. definitely legal. Time is running out on him. There's that clock again. Wow, this I've never really looked at this before. These swords are hooked up to an hourglass, and as the sand lessens, it gets lighter and lighter. And in the picture, I don't know if you can see it running across the top as the sands run out of the hourglass. So the swords are set to drop. Wow, he's 4, 3. Wow. Joji, the mysterious illness after the same radio wave attack on the Cuban industry. Oh, it's pretty scary. Look, I can save for another day. Yeah, I can look at that another day. I use Cuban radio wave attack. What did you worry about that? Will there be a repeat or what, Joji? No, I don't think Jared was ever that stupid, but I'm sure he thought Trump would give him a pardon, but I think one of the reasons he's staying away from Trump is that Trump didn't. On the US Pentagon. When would that have been? Wow. Is it Putin? Wow. Interesting question. The Pentagon and DC are experiencing the same thing. Okay. What's going on with this Hierophant with Wheel of Fortune? He has no control over it. The long-term future. It's going to happen. Those processes are going to happen, and he has no control, and it's going to lead to a change. Momentum. Yep. Oh, even though they're both major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, we've got momentum, speeding momentum. Things are going to happen a bit quicker than you expect. Now, we'll do a couple of clarifiers on this Four of Swords for his eventual outcome. Here's that Seven of Swords again, not being able to escape. And the Four of Swords again. Yeah. I think he's going to end up in prison eventually. Going to take a while, but they've got him on the back burner. They've got other things to deal with first. They haven't forgotten, but they're doing other things first. Okay. Okay. Cuban radio wave attack on the Pentagon and DC. Is it Putin? Wow. I've got people's questions written down, but this thing about the radio wave thing is I can have a look at it if people don't mind. Is it the same sort of attack? Hi, everyone who's watching. Of course, you don't need to add to hop on the chat. That's fine. I just really appreciate you guys tuning in to watch me, and hello to everyone else who'll be watching at a later date. I do appreciate it. And if you do have a question and you don't want to ask it on the chat or something, you can always email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. So if everyone's okay, we'll have a look at this attack. As far as anything that Kushner did while he's in government, they've just put that on the back burner. They haven't forgotten. Okay, microwave attack situation. Okay, first thing I'm going to ask is it the same type of attack that happened in Cuba? Is what's happening in the Pentagon and DC the same type of attack that happened in Cuba? Strictly yes or no card. It's a yes. It's got the temperance card. Really should be showing restraint, but they're not. I'm going to be doing the triangles. Ace of Cups, that's a yes card. Yes, it's the same sort of attack. No card, that's the Moon. It is having a major impact. The Moon, it is causing problems. They might be saying UFOs just simply so people don't think. But UFO, I mean, they could be meaning they haven't identified the type of craft it is or where it's come from, but they don't think it's alien, if you know what I mean. Oh, thank you so much, Anne H. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, yes, the census. How screwed is your census? That's another one to add to the list. There's so much here that I might have to come back another day before Thursday. So don't be surprised if I do another 1 hour live or something between now and might do it Tuesday morning or something, okay? Now, is this the same sort of attack? Oh, yes, people are justified in thinking that it is. Ace of Cups, 10 of Wands, that's a no card, but it's to put a burden on people. Standing their ground and setting boundaries, defenses. Yeah, senses to joy part of it. It apportionment. Yeah, interesting. Bad shuffling there. We're still looking at these attacks. Two of Pentacles. Manipulation, balancing things out. The Sun. And Nine of Pentacles. Upsetting the balance. Causing hidden problems. Standing ground, setting new boundaries. I think that it was a real mistake for them to target the Pentagon, because the Pentagon has a lot of things in it that a lot of machines, a lot of things. They're investigating it, they're looking at it. Yeah, it's definitely an attack. But it's a bad mistake to do it, because the Pentagon are saying, bring it on, because we've got stuff here that we can get as much information as you like and as we like, and then we can, they're going to find a way to counteract the device or whatever it is. Okay. You know what, Kate, Sweet Blue, that is a very interesting point, and it can certainly be there hasn't really been a lot of evidence to support that, but there hasn't been a lot of enough evidence to dismiss the possibility. So that, and Kate Sweet Blue's comment I'm looking at is, I feel the meltdown of the glaciers will also allow for old viruses to reappear. That is a possibility. But yeah, so it's certainly not something that should be dismissed, but there's still a lot of work that would have to go into looking at that. Okay, was it the Russians? Eight of Swords, no. Four of Swords is a no. Nine of Swords is sitting pretty. Six of Swords is a maybe. The Fool is a yes. Nine of Pentacles is sitting pretty and a yes. The Emperor is maybe. Nine of Swords is a no. Chariot is a yes. Four of Pentacles, keeping things close. It's a no. Yeah, yeah, it's with the aim of creating anxiety and upset, and yeah, I think so. And putting fear into people and destabilizing things, but it's I don't think they came up with the technology. I think it's actually Chinese technology. Is it Chinese technology? No, no, it's not Chinese technology. Flat out clear no. Well, I was wrong about that. Maybe they're trying to make it look like it's Chinese technology, because the last I got 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and 10 of Wands for that question of this Chinese technology, and they're all no. So they're certainly trying to make it look like it could be Chinese technology. Is it North Korean? I do feel they're working with somebody else on it. No. Maybe. Possibly North Korean, but there's yeah, there's a lot hidden there. So yeah. Yeah, because this is so scary. Such a scary thing. I mean, infrasound and all that, it's been around for a long time. Even in nature, it's in nature a lot. People will go like to some rock formation or something, and they will feel this buzzing or be made to feel sick or something, and that's infrasound, and it is a natural process. Especially where there's a lot of certain properties in a rock. So will they find a way to combat it? Iran, I can look at Iran later in the week, Amy, and the Saudis. Oh, are they working with Iran on it? No. No. Okay, will they find a way to deal with it? Will people find they'll be able to build up defences? Seven of Cups, still but there's still a lot of things to work through. Knight of Cups. I'll be able to offer some support, some help. Yeah, build up the defences. Here it is, 9 of Wands and 7 of Wands, building up defences, setting boundaries. Hanging Man, they're going to be able to find a way to put a pause to it. Yeah, they will. They'll be able to find a way to deal with it, but there's still a lot to work through, yeah. And it's scary. Okay. Somebody asked me about Jim Jordan. Let's have a look at him. I'll do the same sort of reading I did for Jared. Okay. Past influence. Jim Jordan. 4 of Pentacles. Keeping secrets has come back to boot him in the butt. Obstacles in his path. Ooh, loss, regret. He's got loss and regret as an obstacle in his past. Ooh, loss. Praying. It looks like he's praying for forgiveness for his mistakes. He won't ask for forgiveness. He won't do the right thing. This person is down on his knees and he is praying, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me for the harm that I caused. I admit it and I regret it. His obstacle is that he won't do any of that. We're talking about Jim Jordan here. Influences working in his favour. He doesn't really have a lot of influences working in his favour. This is basically none. There are none. There's changes coming that he has no control over and cannot. Yeah, he's got none. This is the end. His political career is ending. The only way that can be in his favour is that it might take some heat off him. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's changes that he can't stop and he can't reverse, and changes that are going to bring an end to his current career. The near future for him. Exposure, things coming to light. Anyone might say, oh, that's a good card. Happy sunshine. No, not. It can also mean exposure, things coming to light. Thank you, Ewot. His long-term future. Might have to take an offer. Might have to take an offer. Being offered something in his long-term future. And what's the eventual outcome? Well, Three of Pentacles flipped, so we'll put that down there, but I'll get another card for that. Working together with somebody, group work, dirty money. Oh, he's got to carry a burden. It's not good. He's going to be carrying burden well into his, that's the eventual outcome. He's going to just be seen as working with a group of people to keep secrets, and he's going to have to carry that forever. King of Wands. And also that he was a close ally of Trump's. I don't see him really getting into much legal jeopardy, but he's really downward slope for the man. And, I never wish harm on anyone, just justice. So, okay. And yes, I did feel a bit of shroud and foil, and that's not really nice, but, sometimes it just comes out. Will New York be able to fully reopen on, as Mayor de Blasio has said? Knight of Cups. Beware of false knights, false offers. King of Swords, prosecution, corruption. Wow, there's no reversals in this deck, but this plans going awry. The Two of Wands came out reversed, so I'll read it as such. Justice. People are a bit skeptical. King of Pentacles. They're not trusting him very much. Retirement. Go back into. If we were to go strictly yes, no, it'd be a yes, but I think people are skeptical and they have a right to feel that way. The Emperor. The Star. It is eventually going to be able to fully reopen, but not when he planned. There's going to have to make some decisions. Some plans are going to go awry, and there's still going to be a few small areas where they can't open up fully for whatever reason. Okay, that's Jim Jordan. And New York being able to open on time. What's next? DeJoy. I'm going to swap decks. What's happening with DeJoy? I'll use the same layout. And if you're interested, this is called a very simple cross spread, the layout I'm using. And it's in this book, Tarot, an easy to follow guide. And it's by Jonathan D. with illustrations by Shirley Barker. An easy to follow illustrated guide to the mysteries of tarot. Never hurts to have a few books around. Let's see. So, the past. And the influence it still has on him. Strength. The strength card reverse can be self-sabotage or weakening, and efforts in the past have been to weaken electoral security or electoral, and weaken the electoral process, and that is still haunting him. He can't get away from it. So even though the cards aren't reversed, but this is, I feel a reverse meaning should attach to this, weakening the electoral processes with messing with the post office. Obstacles in his way. Knight of Cups. His association with the false knight is really, really just, it's not going to help him in any way. The false knight being Trump. Knight of Cups. Influences working in his favour. Knight of Wands. Investigations are restrained. So far, there's been a holdback on full investigations with the man. This is the Knight of Wands. So that's been in his favour. Investigations have been restrained and not full on. That's been in his favour. The near future for him. Knight of Pentacles. He's going to need a lawyer in the near future. Legal advice. The long-term future for him. He is going to get kicked out of his job, by the way. 3 of Wands. Consequences to actions. The plans he put in place and everything, the results of his actions in doing that are going to come back on him. Consequences to his actions. The 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands, consequences to his actions. And yes, here's the lawyer, the Knight of Pentacles. The eventual outcome for Louis DeJoy. Oof. A change not for the better. But it's going to end how he lives his life as is. It's a change he cannot avoid. And it's a change he cannot reverse. Let's get a little bit more information on that. I haven't looked at Rebecca Mercer in a long time. I'll put her down for another day. Rebecca Mercer. King of Wands. Again, his association with Trump. 8 of Cups. Ooh, bearing witness. He might be subpoenaed to testify against Trump. Oh, interesting. We'll wait and see what happens with that. Oh, DeJoy's going. Don't worry, he's going. He's still there at the moment is because the restrained investigations haven't quite brought up enough for them to justify voting him out, but they will. They will soon because he's going to need that lawyer soon. So things are going to change for him soon. Now, there was a question. I had a question about North Korea's nuclear program. What's happening with that? That was one of my questions. I'll have a quick look at that. I'm going to use that same spread. North Korea's nuclear. What's happening with North Korea? Oof, ooh, ooh, interesting. A change coming, yet a change that cannot be avoided or reversed. What's an obstacle in their way? Page of Cups. News, emotional news. Surprising news. Something happening internally that's very surprising and causing an obstacle. However, influences working in their favour. They lost some momentum with it. That's what's surprising. Cause a loss, a disruption. So something I think happened, but now they're getting the momentum back. Hi, Teresa Balsar. Hi, Patricia Ray. Jude Gerard, hello. The near future, High Priestess, secrets and secret agendas. They're going to start instituting some secret agendas. Long-term future, nuclear-wise. 10 of Swords. Whoa. Attack. They're going to long dark night of the soul, but yeah. The Lord of Ruin, pain, tears, and desolation and misery. Yeah, they're long term, they're heading for ruin. Desolation. Wow, that's interesting. What's going to bring that about? The eventual outcome for North Korea. 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold. Queen of Swords, Judgment, being called forth to answer for their actions. Queen of Pentacles, resources. Long term. I decided to go back to the long-term outcome and put a card on the 10 of Swords, and it is the 9 of Swords. Anxiety, worry. Are they heading for an accident? That means that a whole area is going to have to be abandoned. Sort of similar to Chernobyl. Are they heading for a Chernobyl type accident? Knight of Cups. Their defenses are not what they thought they were. Knight of Wands. They are not investigating incidences properly. Ace of Swords. Oh. They could have an accident at one of their reactors or something. They're heading for some sort of accident with their nuclear program. Let's all just hope and pray that I'm wrong with that, but I do feel like there's going to be a whole area of North Korea that is just off limits. A bit like a Chernobyl type incident. Hi, Edna May. How are you? Oh, wow. Okay, Greenberg, $250,000 and a letter of guilt for a pardon, according to Stone. Well, according to Greenberg, I suppose, said this. Is this true? Is this true? Did this really happen?